This video is a supplement to the operating instruction manual for the Ican hydraulic power unit, type IPU 1.5 R and W. Before attempting any setup or maintenance of this unit, please familiarize yourself with the basic safety and caution items listed in the manual in sections 1 and 2. The main parts of the pump: the manual pump, the oil level gauge with thermometer, pressure gauge, and the large black solenoid operated stop valve with the lock nut already unscrewed to the top of the spindle. Finally, the round pressure switch. On top, the orange colored cap is the oil inlet cap with the breather. Right next to it is the black oil level switch. On the right side is the handle for the pump, clipped to the unit. The knurled knob of the solenoid operated stop valve. Here the lock nut has already been loosened. The manual pump. The pressure gauge. These startup procedures focus on purging air from the system by bleeding the brake lines. After ensuring the unit is correctly positioned and all hydraulic hoses of the specified types are connected, proceed with the video. The IRB Ican rail brake is equipped with a flow control valve. The older valve has a red-colored label. This valve needs to be removed and replaced with the Hirose valve HT-728-03-S, which has a blue-green label. This new valve has been preset at the factory and does not require any adjustment from the user. Both the IRB and the IWB bleeding procedure is very similar. Clear vinyl tubing attached to the bleeder valve to monitor the air and oil, and a clean container to collect the oil expelled from the unit. Make sure that the valve is free to open and close. Confirm that the reservoir has sufficient oil, and if needed, add to bring the level to the top line as indicated by the floating red ball. While holding the knurled knob, use a wrench to loosen the lock nut and continue to unscrew until the lock nut reaches the knurled knob. A word of caution: if you're not careful, the spindle will completely unscrew. Normally, the top of the silver knob rests about 22 millimeters above the solenoid unit, and when engaged, the knob will be about 12 millimeters from the top of the solenoid unit. Screw completely and tighten snugly, finger tight. With the solenoid valve securely engaged, begin pumping the manual pump to raise pressure into the systems, approximately 4 to 6 megapascals for the IWB, and for the IRB rail brake, 10 megapascal is recommended. Wrench is ready to go, and we're going to open it very slowly. Release the valve slowly. Maintaining pressure with the system, continue pumping with the handle. While the brake valve is closed and pumping the handle, you'll notice that the brake piston has retracted. Repeat the bleeding process numerous times until the fluid flowing from the vinyl tube is completely free of any signs of air. This process takes many times to completely remove all air from the brake line. While under pressure, close the valve. Add oil as needed to keep the reservoir full. It's extremely important to repeat this process numerous times until absolutely no air can be found in the line.
Pressure has dropped, right?
Always maintain pressure in the hydraulic system while bleeding brakes.
Okay. じゃあもう一回開けてもらえますか? We're looking really careful at the
In this recording, we bled the brakes 5 times before getting to this stage. After closing the valve, remove the handle and return to the storage position.
Good job.
It's time to unscrew the knurled knob to open the valve. Raise it to approximately 22 millimeters and tighten the lock nut with a wrench.
Good. Then finished. And how's this?
Now we're ready to connect the power and confirm the 3-phase electric source. Here shown a phase detector showing normal phase of the terminals U, V, W in the joint box. Listen to the sound.
This is a mistake.
Now we are attempting to wire it incorrectly to give you a sound sample of a miswired motor.
Adding power.
Short bursts to give you an idea of how it sounds, as we do not want to damage the motor. After rewiring the motor correctly and confirming with a 3-phase detector, let's listen to the sound of the correct running motor. This concludes the supplementary instruction video. Any other questions? Please refer to the operating instruction manual.